student. In the previous video we have discussing a colligative properties, and I discussed the two property in my previous video. The first is relative lowering in vapor pressure and second elevation in boiling point. Now come to the third property, that is depressions in freezing point. What is the freezing point? Just as we said in the case of boiling point, that temperature at which the vapor pressures of liquid become equal to the atmospheric pressure. In the same way, here when we describe the freezing point, we say the temperature at which vapor pressures of substance in liquid phase is equal to the vapor pressures in solid phase. You already know that the freezing means liquid converting to the solid phase. When the liquid is still converted to solid phase, this is called a freezing. Here I am taking the beaker or a container, and it is filled with the half filled with the liquid, and this liquid is turning into the vapor, and this vapor molecules randomly moves in the containers. Okay. To convert this liquid into the solid state or a solid phase, you have to stop its motions. So when we decrease the temperature of this containers, these vapor molecules stop moving and come closer, and this convert into the solid phase. Look at this graph now. This is showing you a freezing point. This is vapor pressure and this is temperature, which is represented in Kelvin. Here it is the vapor pressure for pure liquid, or you can say pure solvent, and this is the vapor pressure of solid or frozen solvent, and this is the vapor pressure of solutions. When vapor pressure in a pure form, okay, we get the curve like this. After adding the non-volatile solute, the vapor pressure decreases. It decreases. When we increase the temperature, the vapor pressure decreases. And this point represents the where solid and liquid meets, and it represents the T0 F. It means it is the temperature for pure solvent. When we extend the solutions, it touches this point, and this point is the temperature freezing point. Here this curve meet at this point at lower temperature. So you can say that T0 is greater than TF. T0 is a temperature for pure solvent, and this is temperature for this point. Now so the freezing point of solutions is less than the freezing point of pure solvent, and this is the reason why this property is known as depression in freezing point. This is the difference in temperature. Just way we talked to the case of boiling point, we said delta TF is directly proportional to molality. So in the same manner, this also the colligative property which depend on the molality. When you remove the sign of proportionality, it become equal to the Kf. This is the molar freezing point depression constant, or a molar cryoscopic constant. So the depression in freezing point temperature is directly proportional to the molar concentration of the solute. that is the number of molecule, and therefore it is colligative property. Determinations of molar mass of solute from depression in freezing point. What is molality? The number of mole of solute present in 1000 gram or 1 kg of the solvent. You can also write like this: m equal to m, which is denote small m, which is denoted the molality. M equal to W2 into 1000 divided by M2 into W1. W2 is the weight of solute and W1 is the weight of solvent, and M2 is the molar mass of solute. When we putting the value of m in this equation, we get delta TF equal to WF into W2 into 1000 divided by M2 into W1. When M2 is moved this side, and we get M2 equal to WF into KF into W2 into 1000 divided by delta TF into W1. Now, last colligative property is osmotic pressure. Before I come to the fourth property, that is the osmotic pressures, let us know about osmosis, why it is more important. What is osmosis? The phenomenon of the flow of solvent through a semi-permeable membrane from a pure solvent to the solutions or a low concentration to the higher concentrations. This is called the osmosis. Let us see the experiment for the osmosis. Here I am taking the beakers and which is filled with the water. Okay, and this is the inverted threshold funnel, which is glass funnel, and its mouth of the funnel has been covered by the semi-permeable membrane. Semi-permeable membranes, such as the membranes which only allow the certain particles to pass through the, is known as semi-permeable membranes. It allow only the solvent particle, not the solid particle, and this may be a annual bladders or a parchment paper. You can see here I am taking the threshold funnel which is inverted and filled with the some solutions, and it put inside the beaker. We can say in beaker water is present in the beakers, and in threshold funnels there is a salt present in the threshold funnel. Here the concentration of salt inside the threshold funnel is more in compared to the water, or you can say inside the threshold funnel the concentration is higher, and outside the threshold funnel the concentration is lower. Low concentration is the higher concentration. Because inside the funnel some of the volume occupied by the solid particles, so the concentration of solvent is less. Now this water start entering in the funnel through semi permeable membrane. This is also known as SPM, till the concentration of both solutions and waters become equals, and the level of the liquid inside the funnel start increasing and raising till the concentration inside and outside become equal. Here the level of this solution is here. After entering the water through the semi-permeables in threshold funnels, the level increases till the outside and inside concentrations become equal. So here the solvent moves from the lower concentration to the higher concentration. According to osmosis, the phenomena of the flow of solvent through a semi-permeable membranes from pure solvent to the solutions, or you can say move from the flow from the low concentration to the higher concentration. The example of osmosis is mango's pickle. In what happened in the mango pickles, when we cut the raw mango, which is in bigger size, okay, but when it put in the higher concentrated solution, then what happened? It gets shrink and small in size, coming to smaller size. And other example of osmosis, raisins or anything. What is the osmotic pressures? Now come to the point. What is osmotic pressures? Here I am taking the two tanks. First is solvent and the second is solution. The first tank filled with the higher concentrations of 20% glucose, and the second is a low concentration of 10% glucose. The solutions, and both are connected by the bridge, and here is the SPM or a semi-permeable membrane in between them. What happened? We know, as we understood in the osmosis, these solutions move from the lower concentration to the higher concentrations through the semi-permeable membrane. This is the piston. Here is the pistons. When we apply the external pressure, or we can say extra pressures, which prevent the passage of solvent from lower concentration to high concentration, this pressure is called osmotic pressure. You can define the excess pressures which must be applied to a solution to prevent the passage of solvent into it through a semi-permeable member. This is called the osmotic pressure. This is the osmotic pressures. It prevents the flow of liquid from lower concentration to higher concentration. Osmotic pressure represented pi equal to C into R into T, whereas C is the molar concentrations of the solution, that is molarity, and R is a gas constant, universal gas constant, and T is temperature. For a solution, osmotic pressure is directly proportional to molarity. Since osmotic pressure depends upon the molar concentration of solutions, is therefore a colligative property. Now, determine the molar mass from osmotic pressure. Pi is equal to CRT, and you know that the C equal to N by V, N is the number of mole divided by volume. Pi is equal to N by V RT. When we putting the value of mole, we get the pi equal to W2 upon M2. W2 is the weight of solute and M2 is the molar mass of solute, into 1000 into R into T divided by volume. And for the molar mass, M equal to W2 into 1000 into R into T divided by M2 into V. Now, some biological significance of osmosis. First, the use of salt and sugar as preservative in pickles, jams, has its basis in preventing the growth of fungi and bacteria by osmosis. Now, isotonic solutions. If two solutions have same concentrations, they must have same osmotic pressure at the same temperature. Thus, solution of equimolar concentration at the same temperature have same osmotic pressures. That is, are isotonic solutions. At this stage, no osmosis. It means if we are taking the two solutions and both have the same concentrations, both concentrations, if taking 10%, here you are taking the 10% glucose and taking 10% glucose, both have the same glucose, SPM glucose, it means both solution have the same concentration, so there is no osmosis, no flow of any solvent or solutions. Such solutions called isotonic solutions. And next is the hypertonic solutions. If a solution has the more osmotic pressure than the some other solutions, hypertonic solutions will be more concentration than other solutions. If we in these both a solution, when we increase the one of the concentrations of solution, this is called hypertonic solutions. In the hypotonic solution, a solutions has a less osmotic pressure than some other solutions. Okay. Now next, in intravenous injections, use the saline water. What is the saline water? It is a 0.91% W by V NaCl. Means W by B NaCl means 100. If we take 100 ml of solutions, in which you can take a 0.91 gram of NaCl. And this saline waters is isotonic with fluid. So this saline water is used with the injections because this saline water mixed with the injections because this is isotonic solutions. Okay, because saline water is isotonic with fluid inside human red blood cells. That's why it is mixed with the medicine before injection into the veins. The corpuscles neither swell nor shrink. What happens if we increase the concentrations above the 0.91% W by V? When we increase the concentrations more than 0.91%, so what happened? This solution is hypertonic solutions. When RBC placed in these solutions, our red blood cells corpuscles placed in these solutions, the water flow from the lower to higher concentrations. It means, for example, this is RBC and this is a hypertonic solution. Hypertonic solution. When RBC put in these solutions, this is a higher concentration, this is a lower concentration. So the water or flow from the lower to higher concentration and the RBC become shrink, or blood corpuscles become shrink. And second, what happened when decrease the concentrations below the 0.91%? If pure NaCl solution with salt considered less than 0.91% M by B, which is hypotonic solutions. When RBC are placed in these solutions, water flow into the cell and they swell and burst. Here, this is the solutions, hypertonic solution, and this is the RBC. It is the low concentration, it's a higher concentration. So water flow from the lower to higher concentration and it become a bigger and burst. So both conditions are dangerous. That's why in intravenous injections use the saline water. When we taking the more salt, what happened? Our RBC, humans RBC, red blood corpuscles or red blood cells start swelling or puffiness, and this condition is called edema. Now, desalination of water. The reverse osmosis process can be used for the desalination of water for getting a drinking water. Now, what is the reverse osmosis? The process of osmosis can be reversed if a pressure larger than the osmotic pressure is applied on the solution side. So what happened? The solution move from the flow from the higher concentration to lower concentrations. Here I am taking the two solutions. One is the fresh water and other is the salt water, and here in semi-permeable members present in between. if we apply the osmotic pressure, this is a piston. When we apply the osmotic pressure from this side, then the movement of, before applying the osmotic pressure, the water is the lower concentration, this is high concentrations. The waters move to the salt water. It means this flow from left to right, low concentration to higher concentration. But when we apply the osmotic pressure, stop the flowing of this solutions. When uh, when we applied the more pressure, which is larger than the more pressure which is larger than the osmotic pressure, when we apply the pressure which is more larger than the osmotic pressure, then what happens? It reverse it's reverse osmosis. It means the salt water flow to the fresh water through the semi-permeable membranes. In salt water, there is a NaCl molecules are present, but these molecules are very bigger in size in compared to semi-permeable membranes. That's why it cannot move from this side. So we get the fresh water, the solid present in this side, and the fresh water is going to the this side. This is known as the desalination of water.